The shooting in Nashville has an unusual component in that the gunman is actually a woman, an adult woman, has been identified now, 28 years old. Does the president have any expectation that when looking for a new way to talk about gun violence, we've been through Sandy Hook in the Obama years, we've been through Uvalde in this administration, looking for some way to have circumstances change how Americans feel about it? Tennessee is obviously a state with a gun culture as a part of its identity for many Tennesseans who live there and believe in a gun culture. Do you think there is any component of this, like having a female suspect, highly unusual, like in a single-digit percentage of this, that could be a point for him to address to try to break through on a subject that has thus far not made change in the legislative realm?
So look, I know that the reporting on the shooting is still coming out, so I want to be very mindful and not get I've heard or watched those reportings as well before coming out, so I just want to be very mindful to not get ahead of I'm sure there'll be an investigation, they'll look into it, just want to be careful from here. Look, the president's going to continue to take action to reduce gun violence because this is a priority for him and he wants to save lives. He thinks it's important, clearly, to save lives, and he believes that more must be done. And that is something that you've heard from the president multiple times, sadly, when this has occurred. But he's also going to continue to ask Congress to enact common gun law reforms. That is something that must be done in the legislation, right, in the legislative branch. And so, and that's including requiring background checks on all gun sales, banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazine, and eliminating immunity for gun manufacturers who knowingly put weapons of war on the streets. And so those are things that they can do. Those are things that Congress can actually act on if they come together and take action. And so we can't, this is not something I want to do, and I'm sure this is not what all of you want to cover, is these types of shootings over and over and over again. This is certainly not what the president wants to keep talking about and giving condolences to family members and communities. This is not okay. So we're going to continue to call on Congress to act. We're going to see what else we can do. The president just announced something, an action recently, because he wanted to make sure that we did everything that we can from the federal government, even after taking historic actions. So again, this is a sad day for our country, for the people of Nashville, and our hearts go out to them. Again.
On the president's call for legislation, has he spoken to or will he be speaking to Republicans directly? Is he going to ask Republicans to come to the White House, trying to negotiate directly himself?
Well, we've had, I get the question, but we have been having conversations with congressional members for this past 2 years. I mean, this is conversations that we have had over and over and over, and will continue to have. So it's not going to stop today. It's going to continue, or it's not starting around this particular sad shooting. But he's
had conversations with Republicans about the need
I'm saying,
for
what I'm saying is,
ban.
I don't have anything to preview for you at this time, or to lay down of a conversation that he's had recently. What I'm saying is, this is something that his administration has taken very seriously over the last 2 years. There's a reason why this is a president that has taken historic actions on executive orders when it comes to gun violence, because he's taken this seriously. I don't have anything to read out to you at this time, but our office, the Office of Leg Affairs, the Domestic Policy Office, these are things that we have taken very, very